Okay, we're just leaving Elkhart Park. There's a parking lot down there. There's probably over 150 cars there, which makes sense because it's the end of July. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful day being out here. And here's my two companions. They're back there somewhere. We have hiked approximately a little over 3.29. And this is Bailey and Gabby that are hiking with me. They're kind enough to come with me. And we are headed to Eklund Lake to meet some other people. And this trail is just fantastic that we're walking on. Okay, now I can walk and talk. So I wanted to talk a little bit. We came in at the Elkhart Trail. It's July 30th. And any time in July, if you go to the Big Sandy opening or Elkhart Park, you are going to see a lot of people and a lot of people enjoying our public lands, which I know some people find it difficult for their wilderness experience running into people. I personally don't. I think it's important that people come out and enjoy our public lands because, in my view, it creates more environmental stewards, people that want to protect our national forests, our deserts, our mountains, our seashores, and that is an important aspect of having visitors. Are we going to have the same wilderness experience if we went into Alaska or the Yukon here? No, we are not. But again, that's okay, as long as it's creating more public land stewards. The other point of this, and it does take some skills to learn at different times of the year. And if you can work it out with your particular career or occupation, and that is get out here in the fall, get out here in early spring. And as I said, it takes different skills to come out here at that time. The other thing, come out in midwinter. No one's going to be here in midwinter. You won't see anybody on these public lands. And it's a beautiful time to visit. But again, there's some unique skills that you need for coming out at that time of year, like a knowledge of and taking avalanche education courses, knowing how to camp in winter and stay warm. There's different nutritional concerns, and your visit may be of a shorter duration because your pack will be heavier and or pack and sled. I really recommend checking out NOLS, the NOLS Winter Program. It's unique to NOLS how we teach winter, and there's no other programs quite like NOLS Winter, where we come out and we'll live out here anywhere from 11 to 16 days, which is an awesome experience. Okay, that's it for now, and I will have a lot more here in a few more minutes. This is Photographer's Point, and we're going to come back here in a little bit to stop and take more videos. This is an incredible location, and I have to say, just everything around is so beautiful. Now.
Woo! Is this a vlog? Yeah, this is a vlog.
Okay, we've hiked into Eklund Lake, and now we're headed back to Elkhart Park. And we have a little over 5 miles to go, but we're going to stop up here at Photographer's Point and chat a little bit longer. I'm standing on Photographer's Point, and this is such an incredible location. It's so beautiful.
About the thought of sending us all to university. Let them deal with that themselves.
So we're walking back from Elkhart, walking back from Eklund Lake to Elkhart Park, and we've left Photographer's Point, and we have come back into the forest, and the winds were affected indiscriminately by a blowdown, a storm, in September of 2020, and it knocked down lots of forest. And we're going through an area that was affected. This is a very popular trail, as I mentioned earlier, and the trail has been cleared. It was cleared pretty quickly, but you can see in a few minutes the surrounding forest, and the surrounding forest would be difficult to bushwhack through because of all of the deadfall that came down. As an example, here's a very large tree that came down. Off to the sides of the trail, I'm seeing lots of fresh cuts, and you can see a lot of the forest around here. More deadfall to my left. So this is some more deadfall. Either side, it would take a long time to bushwhack in these areas, as in possibly days. I have found that the videos that I'm posting on YouTube seem to be doing better when I actually talk. People seem to view them more, and when I look at the analytics, it seems like that folks like to hear my dialogue, and then I actually get people watching my videos for a longer period of time. I would guess we have about 3 miles of gradual downhill walking to get to Elkhart Park, and then we'll be driving out to Pinedale, Wyoming. We're walking on the trail through a meadow on the way back into the forest. I have to admit that for this being July 30th, and we've had quite a dry period in the Lander area, which is on the east side. Currently I'm on the west side, and it's been pretty wet here on this side for the last 4 or 5 days. It didn't rain yesterday or today, but boy, it is pretty amazing how green it still is over here. This is a good example, this area through here of the blowdown that happened. And yeah, off-trail travel through here would be possible, but it would be super intense off-trail travel. I've been south of this trail, down through the area I'm looking now, and to go 1 mile with heavy packs, when I say heavy, over 50 pounds, would take all day. Not just part of the day, but all day. With a lot of micro route finding to make it through the forest and around the intense deadfall. You may wonder why we would ever leave the trail system. And at times, and actually quite a few times, on a NOLS course, we do leave the trail, and that's when a lot of instructor and student learning takes place. Learning to navigate off trail using map and compass. Some people may think we're old school teaching map and compass, and I don't think I would use that term, old school, but bushwhacking, off-trail navigation really teaches you to use a map and compass. So many people today, outdoors people, do a lot of the navigation by their phones using Gaia, Caltopa, or if you're a thru hiker, Faraway app, which is great, but at the same time, working with Mountain Rescue Aspen, we have come to realize that there's a lot of people that still get lost. Their phone battery may run out. Their Garmin GPS satellite positioning tool, the battery may go out. They may get broken. They may lose them. And to use the ability to use a simple $75 compass and a topographical map cannot be stated how important that is. Again, we're in a section that is a blowdown, and I actually find this mind-blowing on either side of the trail how much timber came down. The winds have been pretty affected by beetle kill and also wildland fires. Predominantly, the biggest one would have been the 1988 Yellowstone fires that burned a good deal of the greater Yellowstone ecosystem and a good deal of the Wind River Range. And I think it burned nearly 25% of Yellowstone National Park. There's been good results from those fires in the forest renewing itself, coming back, but the wildland forest fire situation has just gotten out west pretty dire. And again, we're walking through an area of deadfall that would be intensely difficult to navigate. This is the wilderness boundary, and you can see it's the Bridger Teton National Forest in the Bridger Wilderness area that we've been hiking in, and now we're going out of the wilderness area back to the parking lot. I do have to show the parking lot just because it's amazing to me how many cars are there. Well over 100, maybe 200 cars and trucks are parked there. Oh my God. Look at all of the deadfall. That is amazing. And I know it's hard to capture it on the video, but trust me when I say it is incredible. I'm guessing too, the Forest Service and the crews that came here to reopen the trail after the September 2020 blowdown, they probably had to work for days to cut the trail out. See all the cuts here? There's one cut here, right there. More cuts here. I mean, just incredible. Now, fortunately, we're not in the wilderness area right here. So technically they could have used chainsaws. And I have to admit, I hope they did use chainsaws, because to do these with buck saws would have been just so intense. But again, well, that's the end of our day hike. I think a total of a little over, like I said earlier, probably 11 miles something, and probably about 12 to 1500 vertical feet from the Elkhart trailhead into Eklund Lake. And it's just a beautiful walk, and we're heading back into the parking lot. And I wanted to show the amount of cars here. I've actually have seen more cars, but there's a lot of cars here. I have no idea how many. This parking lot is pretty full.
You're not hitting here.
As you can see, this is a big parking lot, and there's a couple of spaces, but there are a lot of cars here. And again, I said it earlier, my feeling is I'm okay with it, because we are creating more public land stewards, people that will and do try to take care of our public lands that belong to everybody. That's it for this video, kind of. I'm going to add a little clip of the drive out back to Pinedale, and then we'll be completely through. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, share.